traffic on the N3 highway leading into KwaZulu-Natal. N3 Toll Concession Chief Operating Officer Tania Dhoogra joins us with a progress report. Tania, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. Can you just give us an update with regards to how far that clearing up operation is currently?
Good morning, Katlego, and good morning to your viewers. Well, I'm happy to report that mobility has been restored on large portions of the N3 toll route. Unfortunately, however, the area between the Tugela Plaza and Harry Smith still remains affected and is pretty much a no-go area at this point in time. We are still under extremely difficult and challenging conditions, trying to clear the snow and clear the roadway there so that we can help motorists who are still stranded there in that area to clear the area and be escorted out of the area because of the conditions that we're currently facing there.
Do you have any idea with regards to how many vehicles are still stuck there?
I don't have a clear indication of the number of vehicles. What I can tell you is that the latest report we've received is that in a southbound direction heading towards Durban, there is approximately a 30-kilometer backlog of traffic. It sort of lends itself to suggest that road users are not really heeding our warnings to please avoid travel to the area. I know that we did advise that we had reopened Van Rieenen during the course of the evening. That was to clear the traffic that was there and not necessarily allow additional vehicles through because there are still a number of heavy vehicles that also have to be escorted out of the area. We're dealing with a number of breakdowns, both of light motor vehicles and heavy motor vehicles. And there's also still quite a bit of snow that has to be cleared in the area because of some additional challenges we have of road users who have blocked all 4 lanes of the highway, making it extremely difficult for the graders to get through and for search and rescue and emergency teams to get to the stranded road users.
Speaking of that, just talk to us about some of the resources that you have put in place in clearing up the roads, and how important is it for motorists to be able to adhere so that, like you say, the graders are able to find their way in clearing the snow?
Well, we've been really fortunate to have, a lot of collaborative efforts that have gone into this. It's in adherence with our really detailed winter contingency protocol that gets implemented as part of the route incident management system. There are a number of multidisciplinary organizations involved here that spans law enforcement, the route traffic inspectorate, all emergency services, towing operators, but we're also really fortunate to have support from humanitarian aid organizations like the Red Cross, the Alamdad Association, as well as Gift of the Givers, who've been helping to bring emergency provisions to stranded motorists on the road. It's really critical for us that road users adhere and are compliant with all of the rules of the road in general, but also that they help to keep the roadway as clear as possible for us and not do things like blockade the road, because if the vehicles can't get through, we can't bring aid to the road users who need it. And that's just prolonging unnecessarily the road users who are stranded on the side of the road in need of assistance, but it's making it extremely difficult for us to get to them.
You spoke of a 30-kilometer traffic blockage currently happening, and also just some struggles on the Tugela Plaza and Harry Smith. Do you know when that will be cleared up?
It's unfortunately a very challenging and difficult exercise that is being undertaken. We are deploying as many additional resources as we can. We have support from, for example, Search and Rescue South Africa, who are also there. What's currently complicating the process is that a number of vehicles have been abandoned, both light and heavy vehicles. And as we're progressing with the grading and the clearing of the roadway, we also need to tow those vehicles out of the way in order for us to progress. So as you can appreciate, I'm sure it's a very tedious and very difficult process. It's not something that we can just readily get in there and move everyone out of the way. What's also complicating the process is that the snow is starting to melt, which is creating icy conditions on the road and obviously makes for very slippery surfaces. So, for the safety of everyone, we have to progress slower than we would like to, but we are making progress and do want to assure our road users, especially those who are stranded in the area, that we are making every effort to get to them and to please be patient and to bear with us while we will get to them. as quickly and as safely as possible. We're doing our utmost. All of our teams, emergency teams, are working tirelessly. These guys are really amazing, pulling out all the stops to get to everyone because we want to get them safely home and we want to restore mobility on the N3.
Would you say you were caught off guard?
No, I wouldn't say that. As I said, we have a very detailed winter contingency plan. It has been adhered to. It has been implemented pretty much from the get-go. There was preemptive warning that was given. I think the reality is that an event of this magnitude, no one could have really foreseen. The area that was affected was really extensive, all the way from Lions River to Warden, pretty much, a very significant portion of the N3, which meant that our resources had to be distributed all along the route to assist people in numerous areas. Van Reenen is obviously a very difficult area, both in terms of its location, as well as some of the other road conditions there. So it does make it a more challenging area. And then obviously we do have to take the human element into consideration.
All right, Tania Dhoogra, COO of the N3 Concession toll, speaking to us there that roads are being cleared up as we speak, even though there is a bit of backlog in the Tugela Plaza and Harris Smith area.